What if one moment could change the world forever? Picture this. A tomb, sealed shut, guarded by soldiers. Darkness reigns. Then, a tremor shakes the earth. A stone rolls away, and from that silence, a light explodes, brighter than 1,000 suns. This, my friends, is the story of the resurrection, the heartbeat of hope that still pulses today. But hold on, because this isn't just a story from 2,000 years ago. It's about to come alive on the biggest screen in the boldest way through Mel Gibson's The Resurrection of the Christ. Are you ready for a journey that will shake your soul, ignite your faith, and maybe even change your life? Stay with me, open your heart, and let's dive into a story that's bigger than cinema itself. 20 years ago, a film didn't just hit theaters. It struck the world like lightning. The Passion of the Christ wasn't a movie you watched. It was a fire you felt. Directed by Mel Gibson, it dragged us to the foot of the cross, where blood stained the ground, where a mother wept, where nails pierced flesh. Shot in Aramaic, Latin, and Hebrew, it wasn't polished or easy. It was raw, brutal, a love letter written in sacrifice. This wasn't Hollywood's fairy tale. It was the gospel, unfiltered, screaming truth in a world that had forgotten how to listen. And the world did listen. Over $600 million poured in at the box office from a film made on a shoestring budget of $30 million. Most of it from Gibson's own pocket. But the real miracle wasn't the money. It was the lives transformed. In Brazil, a gang leader, hardened by years of violence, broke down in a theater, surrendered his weapons, and turned to God. In Poland, a woman who hadn't stepped into a church in decades fell to her knees during the crucifixion scene, whispering, "I'm home." In the United States, a teenager battling addiction saw Christ's agony and chose to fight for sobriety. Pastors reported confession lines stretching out the doors. Good Friday became a day of tears, prayer, and silent awe. One viewer said it best, "I walked in curious. I left changed." But that change came with a battle. Mel Gibson didn't just make a movie, he waged a war. Hollywood slammed the door, calling the project too risky, too religious, too real. Gibson didn't flinch. He mortgaged his home, poured his heart into it, and said, "This isn't about fame, it's about truth." Then came the attacks. Critics branded the film excessive, fanatical. Some accused it of anti-Semitism, twisting its message of universal sin into division. Protests erupted outside theaters. Threats flooded in. And Jim Caviezel, the man who played Jesus, lived his own passion. Struck by lightning on set, his shoulder torn by the weight of the cross, his body battered by freezing nights, he didn't act the role. He carried it. "I felt him," Caviezel said. "This wasn't a performance. It was a testimony." Now, brace yourselves because the story isn't over. Mel Gibson is back, and he's bringing the greatest sequel in history, The Resurrection of the Christ. This isn't just a movie, it's a revolution. Filming begins in August 2025 in the ancient stone cities of southern Italy, Matera, Gravina, Altamura, where the earth itself feels like a page from the Bible. Jim Caviezel will return as Jesus, his eyes burning with the fire of eternity. Gibson calls it a cosmic journey, a film that won't just show the empty tomb but will plunge us into the 36 hours that rewrote the destiny of the world. Are you ready to see the risen Christ like never before? What will this film be? Imagine this. The screen fades to black. A heartbeat echoes. Then light, blinding, glorious, bursts forth as Christ descends into the realm of the dead. Chains shatter. The righteous rise, their voices a chorus of freedom. We'll walk with Mary Magdalene, her tears turning to joy as she sees her Lord. We'll stand with the disciples, stunned on the road to Emmaus, as a stranger breaks bread and reveals himself. We'll kneel with Thomas, his fingers trembling as he touches the wounds that prove love's victory. Gibson promises a film that blends the raw intimacy of the Passion with visuals that rival The Lord of the Rings. This will be the greatest film ever made, Caviezel declares. It will bring the world to its knees. But there's more. Gibson isn't just leaning on the Gospels, he's diving deep into the wisdom of saints and mystics. And Catherine Emmerich's visions paint Christ as a blaze of light, storming the gates of hell. Saint Faustina Kowalska saw him radiant, declaring, "Death is no more." Gibson's team includes biblical scholars, theologians, even modern mystics, crafting a story that's both timeless and explosive. Rumors swirl of scenes that bend time and space, Christ's triumph rippling across eternity, shaking the cosmos. And here's a tidbit that's got fans buzzing. Insiders say Gibson's planning a cameo from an unexpected Hollywood legend. Who could it be? Drop your guess in the comments below. Yet, even as excitement builds, challenges loom. Hollywood's still skeptical and funding isn't guaranteed. Some whisper the industry might try to bury this film just like they did The Passion. But Gibson's undaunted. "I don't care about their approval," he says. "This story will be told." And he's not alone. Fans across the globe are rallying, launching petitions, flooding social media with #ResurrectionRising. This isn't just a film, it's a movement. Will you join it? Hit that like button if you believe the story deserves to be heard. Now let's step back and ask, why does this matter? The resurrection isn't just a chapter in a dusty book. It's the cornerstone of our faith, the promise that changes everything. The cross shows us God's love, a love that bleeds, that suffers, that gives all. But the resurrection? That's the victory. It's the empty tomb that says death doesn't win. Pain doesn't have the final word. As St. Paul wrote, if Christ has not been raised, our faith is futile. But Christ is risen, my friends, and that truth is a fire in our bones. Look around you. The world screams chaos, wars, crises, fear, despair. It's easy to feel lost, to wonder if hope is just a fairy tale. But the resurrection is God's answer. It's the light that pierces the dark, the hand that lifts you when you've fallen. To the one battling sickness, Christ says, "I am your strength." To the one crushed by guilt, he offers mercy that washes clean. To the one grieving, he whispers, "I am preparing a place for you." This isn't a story for yesterday, it's a promise for you, right now, as you watch this video. Think of the people this film could reach. Imagine a skeptic scrolling YouTube, stumbling on the story and feeling a spark of wonder. Picture a family torn apart by anger, sitting in a theater, moved to forgive as they see Christ's love. Or a young person, drowning in doubt, finding hope in the risen Lord. This film could be a beacon, a call to millions. But it needs you. Share this video with someone who needs it. Write in the comments, what does the resurrection mean to you? Your voice could inspire someone else. As we await the resurrection of the Christ, let's prepare our hearts. This won't be just a movie, it's a pilgrimage. Picture yourself in a theater, the screen glowing with the glory of the risen Christ. Feel the silence as the disciples recognize him, the awe as the tomb stands empty. This is a chance to renew your faith, to remember who you are, a child of God, called to live in hope. And you don't need to wait for 2025. The risen Christ is here, now, in the quiet of your soul, in the love you share, in the courage you find to face another day. Mel Gibson's journey mirrors our own. He's faced storms, rejection, scandal, personal battles. Yet, like Peter, who denied Christ but was restored, Gibson keeps going, driven to share this story. He's not perfect, but neither are we. And isn't that the beauty of the resurrection? It's for the broken, the doubting, the lost. It's for you. Gibson's courage challenges us. What are we doing to share this light? Maybe it's a kind word to a stranger, a prayer in the dark, or sharing this video with someone who's hurting. Every step counts. Now, my dear friends, this is where the story turns to you. The resurrection isn't a tale for saints or scholars, it's your story. Right now, as you watch, Christ is knocking. Not with anger, but with a love that shattered the grave. Maybe you're carrying a weight, grief, fear, a mistake you can't undo. The risen Lord sees you. He knows your pain. And he says, "Peace be with you. I have overcome." Will you open the door? Will you let his light in? This film is coming, and it's going to be a game changer. But you don't need a screen to meet the risen Christ. He's in the forgiveness you offer, the hope you cling to, the love you give when it's hard. The resurrection isn't a moment, it's a way of life. So live it. Share it. Let the world know that Christ is alive. When the resurrection of the Christ hits theaters, go see it not as a viewer, but as a witness. Let it remind you of the truth that holds you fast. Before we part, I need you to do something. This video isn't just for you, it's for the world. Share it with someone who needs hope. Drop a comment below. Tell me, what does the resurrection mean to you? Did the Passion change your life? What are you hoping for in this new film? Your story could be the spark that lights someone else's faith. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. We're building a community here, diving deep into stories of faith, hope, and truth. Don't miss it. Christ is risen, my friends. He is truly risen. Alleluia. Let's make this message go viral. Let's tell the world,